Gents, welcome to the Hospo Dojo Podcast. I've got Matteo and Daniele,
Thank you. Thanks.
two of the best pizza chefs here in Australia.
Thank you.
I'm blessed with your presence.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Thanks
man.
for having us.
You know,
Pleasure is mine.
it's very uncommon to have, two of the best guys in the industry in pizza sitting next to each other.
Of course.
Right? Especially on a night off, right? We're
Exactly.
lucky.
Exactly, man.
We're lucky.
Exactly.
Daniele, first of all, to you.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your latest award.
Thank you. Thank you.
How did it feel to get in the top 50?
For me to get into 50 top was like, even though it was Asia Pacific, it was a big deal for me. It was like,
It's a big thing.
Yeah.
Big
so,
thing, man.
exactly. So, we're in it two times last year and this year. So for me, that's the biggest thing for me in pizza right now that I've had.
It's
That
amazing.
award, yeah.
And Matteo, to see you grow, I've watched your career in Sydney move forward, and to see you now partner with one of the best Italian food groups. What's it like partnering with someone like Federico?
Well, man, for me, it's such a big opportunity. And I really believe that Fede is a truly born leader. The way he does, what he always saying to me is like lead by example. Federico nowadays go a lot of venues, very successful. But man, I'm telling you, he's still hustling every day like it's his first day, his first week of work.
Amazing.
And gives me the motivation to go ahead. I remember still the first time that we started to talk, it was last year around August. I left the previous spot where I was working and I received a lot of offers, but everybody was sort of like promising me the heaven, this, that, and I was not ready because I'm not a mercenary. Like where I work somewhere, I stay there, even in Italy, like 5 years, 6 years. I need to make that place mine. At the end, making the dough, the pizza, represent myself, my vision. So even though I'm not the owner, I'll be there constantly. I don't check the hours or stuff. So Federico was the first one saying to me, like, I don't know you, you don't know me. Or maybe I already knew him for what he did. but at the same time, he said, let's start to work together and see how we work together. He's already was planning to open this new pizza concept that actually now I'm business partner in. Like I'll be one of the owners with him. And after this talking like twice a week, we used to do breakfast, try to get to know each other, talking about projects and stuff. This occasion by Avoya Pizzeria came up. It was like, oh, let's do this. Let's try it. This is the best way we can try. Let's start as a pop-up. Let's open the doors. Let's bring a good pizza to the other side of the bridge. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's let all these people know what is a good quality pizza. Do whatever you want. He literally he followed me up like for the first month, especially also with his wife. She was there every day, Michela. She's at the door, like managing like table play and everything, supporting, looking, because also Federico Thursday goes back to Lumi. So he's super busy. So like trusting me, giving me like all the power to do whatever it was there to do. And honestly, I took that spot like it was mine. And them and seeing the people happy, their response, all things growing as a team. Man, it was beautiful. It was a dream. It was what I was wishing for, like a mentor, someone like to make me, I want to do it. Why this guy is still hustling, even though he's where he's it? And that's what I am, man. I can work 7 on 7. For me, it's normal. Like,
Yeah.
I don't check. I first prioritize the boys in the team, make sure they get the rest. For me, there is no rest. I take for me every day of work like I'm training. When you train, you want to be better. For me, I'm there, not just working. I'm
Yeah,
there, like,
100%.
I want to improve, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Like changing the door. You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking
exactly.
about? You can. There's always space to improve, to improve, to be better, to be more practical. Sometimes you need to drop to make
Definitely.
sure your collaborators are able to follow up.
Yes.
This is like also things to consider, especially in Sweden. There's not many pizza chefs like in Italy. There is one every corner, guys.
Yeah.
Here, like, we need to work hard. And I think Daniel knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And this guy, I went to his shop, I also been following him for years. He's there smashing every night. And I know what that means, guys. It's physical, it's mental, it's everything. To keep up the pressure, the customers, making the numbers going properly. There is a lot.
What's it like operate, like you said, Federico's wife was present. So that transition of you having a supportive partnership. How important is that to you?
I think it's fundamental. Man, the daily that you face is, as I said before, it's not easy. Can be like shortage of staff, can be a lot of work to do, can be stressful in any aspect. And trust me, in a restaurant, each one has his own duty, but at the end, it's all together. And for me, finding myself in a team that wants to elevate me, that wants me just to be there. Like even when we go, the good food guy, Terry Durek, come in. Like Federico ring me, man, they're going to come in. You're going to show up your face. You're going to go to the table. For me, it was like, wow, this is a massive opportunity. This is a space he's giving me. And I will never disappoint him. I'll do my best ever to make sure he's happy. Yeah. He's happy as he is giving me this opportunity. I'll be there to make sure I won't disappoint him.
And it's important to partner with people that, you know, have strengths that you don't have, right?
Of course, man. Federico, what he says as well is like, okay, if we do burgers, we do piadina, we do pizza, we do pasta, it's always like a Michelin star mentality for me. The fridge has to look like a pharmacy. Yeah. Because if he comes there, and something is for me is also a little bit hard. Like I'm pushing myself to keep up at the high standard. What he says to me, like an example, the boys doing the order, let them collect the orders, they give it to you. What are you doing? You go back into the room, you check everything. You need to check the cost. That's your budget, not their budget. They don't know, they're tired. They're gonna write it down. Don't trust them. They're your friend, but they're not. You know.
So like, he's been a great mentor.
Man, crazy.
Teaching you about business.
And what I want to tell you, he also knows about pizza, about all like the accordingly like reaction, chemical reaction that there is. He knows. He's very. Federico got his own pizzeria in his backyard. He got a Valoriani oven. It's amazing. The first time I made pizza for him, I was invited to his house. Yeah. And I actually back then it was like months without make pizza because I went to Italy. Then I left my job because I was not happy there. And I was like, I don't want to work. I was just boxing, sauna, training. My friend, no, I can do a couple of shifts, man. No full time, I don't care. I literally stayed like 4 months.
He just played like a gypsy.
Man, no, it's gypsy. I was Steve boxing with my friends, having fun, relaxing under the sun, eating dinners with my girlfriend. I was always super relaxed. But then I went there, I saw the pizza. I think they saw my expression was look like a kid.
Yeah.
In a candy store.
After like months without making the dough, for me, I still remember like that 10 liters machine.
Single speed.
I was so happy, excited. Pizza for everyone. And then from there, it was very easy.
Daniel, where'd you start your pizza career?
So pizza for me was a second job, just for extra money. So when I started to make pizza's not my mother food because I'm Lebanese, so I'm not Italian. So for me, it was even harder to get to the level I'm at today. So when I started, it was purely for money. So I was just working in a pizzeria, and it was just like, you know, the old school Italian pizzeria where they put it on a tray and then they cook it, and it's like a lot of topping and a lot of cheese, and it's like, you know, you cook this thing, it looks the same, and you send it out. And then I sort of found like I wanted to be a pizza maker, so I was looking around for a shop. And then Gigi's came up. It went through 4 or 5 owners.
The same spot?
The same. Well, we moved it, but when I took it over, it was in the same spot. We took a rundown restaurant. My father and I took it together. He's still my partner today.
How many years has it been?
It's been 14 years.
I met his father. He's a legend, man.
Like, it's like the restaurant's like, it's like, you know, it's like my father. We have dinner. It's like a bit more of a lifestyle. It's like, you know, it's not, you know, we just love it. It's like my father there. It's like we work together. It's just, you know, we argue a little bit, but we're friends at the end of the night. But anyway, like I started to make pizza in this place, and you know, I did the first 5 years, and it just never really took off. It was just like this normal pizza place, you know. And then after that, I hired an Italian guy called Antonio. When he worked with me, he said to me, "Why don't you change your pizza?" And I always looked at Napolitan pizza and looked at it, and I'm like, fuck, I love this pizza, but I don't know how to do it. And I don't know if I should change.
So your pizza before was like traditional?
It was just like an Aussie, like Australianized Italian pizza.
Yeah.
You know, lots of topping, lots of cheese, conveyor oven,
Supreme pizza,
Supreme,
meat lovers,
put it
barbecue
in,
meat lovers. Yeah.
send it out.
Yeah.
It looked the same all the time.
Yeah.
And then this guy goes, look, I'm going to introduce you to all the best guys in the world. So he tagged me, and then I added every single one. Raf Bonetta.
Oh man, he's the king. Raf Bonetta for me, man.
I started to add all these guys. And then I started to look at pizza differently. It changed my whole look on pizza.
Wow.
And then at that point, it was like, I need to change. So imagine me changing from that to that.
It's big.
So we're talking about making X amount, dropping $8,000 a week when we did the change. Because when we did the change,
Customers are pissed
It's
off.
difficult.
customers were unhappy.
Yeah, because
I
they're
think,
like,
I think
before-
it's one of the most difficult things. Is
Customers-
once you disappoint customers,
Yeah.
they're used to it.
Yeah,
it's
man.
a different mind. It's a different
Mamma mia, guys.
consumer.
So me,
Need to
for
be
anyone,
careful. This guy,
yeah,
he
for
know what he's talking
for
about.
anyone's advice who wants to change,
The journey is different.
the journey is gonna change. You need to work to get to the level you want to be, and you need to believe in yourself to get to that level. And when I did the change, I wasn't a good pizza maker. I changed, and the pizza was terrible. I served this pizza for many years. I lost a lot of business.
How'd you stay afloat? What the fuck did you do?
I paid myself $500 a week
Fuck.
for many years. But I believed in myself. I wanted what I want today. I wanted what I have today. So I kept on this journey, pushing. And anyone who's worked with me knows how Daniel works. It's like clockwork. I work around the clock. If I need to get something done, I'll get it done like 2, 3, 4 a.m. I
Deadlines.
don't care. There's no compromising. For me to get to the level that I got to today, to understand how dough works, how pizza works, and how it reacts in the oven, and how all that stuff, it was like a 10-year process.
And you fucking educated yourself in your own place.
So basically, I got tagged with the best guys in the world. I had a look at what they do. Then I started to put puzzles together, experiment, throw stuff in the bin, do this, turn the oven on, try this pizza, try that pizza. We're talking about 10-year process.
Yeah.
We're talking about a 10-year process here. We're not talking like a,
Yesterday,
people
front
found like Daniel Gigi's like overnight, but this was not overnight. This was 10 years in the making to be able to hydrate a flour, push a flour, control the dough, adjust it to the oven, and know how to adjust hydration to cooking.
So this Antonio guy that was with you,
Yes,
how long did he stay with you?
he stayed with me for 1 year.
So this guy just came in,
He came in.
brain fucked you.
He brain fucked me, showed me what I wanted a long time ago that I couldn't do, and said to me,
Good luck.
Just gave him the input, man.
here's a few things. Start. So we started from there.
Do you still keep in contact with him?
Yeah, of course. All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Where is he now?
All the time. He's in Florence,
Wow.
in Italy, in Florence.
Beautiful place.
He's a pizza maker. And that's my pizza journey. It's like a girlfriend that never gets old, because it's like, even though I've been doing it for 10 years, the reactions are still changing. They're still never the same. So once you come to that oven every single night and you put the first or second pizza in and you stand and look at the oven, it's like you're seeing slight different variations because, weather, humidity, all that sort of stuff. So, it's like, that's the journey, that's the journey of the pizza for me.
So that's unreal.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. And Matteo, this question's for you. Where are you from in Italy?
I'm from Lampedusa. It's,
Whereabouts is that?
A little island around Sicily.
Okay, so the
It's
south.
near Malta, yeah, super south.
Super south.
Last part of Italy.
Last
That's
part.
it. After us, there is Africa.
What's your definition of a great pizza?
A definition of a great pizza.
In
So-
one sentence.
A dough well executed very well that is able to cook properly.
For you, Daniel?
That's a rough question for me, but I'm going to answer this. I don't discriminate on any style of pizza, but if you make the dough and cook it in the right way of the style, I give 10 points to any style of pizza.
Makes sense.
Any style.
I agree.
It doesn't have to be contemporary.
I
It doesn't
agree.
have to be
Make it properly.
classic. It doesn't have to be New York. If you do it properly,
It's good.
it's fucking good.
Yeah. The oven is the last stage. If the
Yeah.
dough is made properly,
The
you have
handling.
your time frame where you
Yes.
want your dough to perform.
So you've both have stipulated
I
that.
want to explain this easily.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. What's the difference between someone who's baking the bread and a pizza chef? Okay, I
Explain
bake the
that.
bread. I woke up at 4 a.m. I have all the pre-ferments, everything done. I fill up the display. You come to buy the bread. Gigi get the bread. Ben get the
You
bread.
get the same
Everybody
thing.
get the bread. There is 10 pieces left over. Maybe I give to charity. I give to the poor people on the street.
Yeah.
What
Finito
about the
della
pizza?
musica.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about the pizza chef? The pizza chef prepares his dough balls, which for me are my bullets.
They're
right?
alive. They're
I
alive.
prepare 100.
Yeah.
And tonight I sell 60. What I do with the other 40? If I didn't put them in the fridge before, if the hydration is high, so all the process is going ahead very quickly, what we do? We give it tomorrow, we serve another pizza.
It's a live product.
Because that pizza went ahead. What do you do in that case? There's techniques that you can use. Or
Yeah.
maybe you see that the night is going slowly, so you stop. You change the temperature of the dough a little bit earlier, so you put in the fridge a little bit earlier. Or maybe one thing that I love to do is to use the dough ball as my pre-ferment the day next.
Exactly.
So what do? You check the stage of the pizza. You calculate how much water, how much flour you have in each single dough. You add 20, 30, 40, 60% of fresh flour. You bring it back in live, feeding. This dough is already going
Yeah,
ahead.
pull back. A lot of people don't understand
I agree.
pizza dough.
Okay,
Yeah,
You're talking to
So
someone.
let's say, okay, to have a good pizza, just aim your time frame
Yes.
and you can go wrong.
So you know, there's different types of flour in the market, which we're
Yeah.
not going to get into.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
so I'm going to answer your question in short.
Yes.
Every pizza style is fantastic when executed properly,
I agree.
as long as you handle it in the right way and execute the cooking. When I mean cooking, oven temperature adjusted
Exactly.
to hydration of what you're doing.
Exactly.
And I think you can execute a fantastic pizza in any style.
I agree, man.
Any
I
style.
agree.
Yep.
I don't discriminate on styles.
And the different flours that are
Yep.
available are designed for different pizzas that you can use, right?
Yeah, so with flour, as Matteo knows, there's different strengths and proteins.
Yeah.
They can be hydrated, some more, some less. Obviously, there's tricks to hydrate to push a flour.
What's the definition of hydration?
Hydration means the amount of water against a kilo of flour. So if it's a kilo of flour and you want to do 90%, you add 900 ml of
yeah.
water to the 1,000 kilo.
And this would be a 90%.
That's a
hydration.
90% hydration.
You
done.
always work on the flour, which is the main thing.
So it's baker's. It's called baker's percentages. So
Yeah.
everything's worked against the flour.
And what would you recommend somebody that wants to, just say there's a lot of people in hospitality that watch our stuff.
Yeah,
If somebody wants to learn pizza,
sure.
what's the best way to learn it?
I think it's going to work for someone. I did, for me, it was a little bit different because I started with my dad, wherever, but I'll go and work for someone even free of charge in the beginning. I know it's difficult and sounds crazy, but you got to sort of steal. Like watching and steal in a good way, of course.
So do a stage. Use stage.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Go there, usually you start from chopping the fior di latte, which is the mozzarella,
yeah.
but it's a process. You're gonna be in the environment with the people, be helpful, moving, be clean, see what the guy's doing, support, be always in time, and then at one point try to be independent once they're giving you the task
Exactly.
to do. Because it's helpful. Because if I know that you look after the dairy, you cut the provola, the mozzarella, I know you're doing it. That's good. Then tomorrow, once you get used to it, maybe I move you to
A different section.
trying to stretch in the dough slowly in the quiet night. I will give, if it's a wood fire oven, I will give it till last.
You leave the oven till last. And what about you, Daniel?
So my advice: are we talking a restaurant owner? Or are we talking just a
No,
guy
I'm
at
talking
home? or someone who wants to open a restaurant?
Okay, if somebody wants, imagine, I'm saying a guy that needs to learn pizza, regardless of the fact.
Okay.
We'll talk about opening a venue later.
Okay.
Somebody, a person that wants to learn how to make pizza.
Okay, what?
I'm saying commercially though. I'm not saying for a home use. I'm saying go watch some YouTube.
Commercially, okay.
Commercially.
All right. My advice is, Matteo's advice is fantastic. So you do a hands-on,
Yeah.
go to a pizzeria, do a bit of hands-on. Like he said, cut the mozzarella, make the sauce. If you come to my pizzeria, I don't really get you on the dough unless you've worked with me for years and years and years. So for me, the dough is a big thing. It's a big. It's like my child.
Mixing the dough.
It's like a child for us that we don't give out.
But how about if somebody wants to learn how to make
Okay,
dough?
so basically,
Like how'd you fucked around for 10 years. You obviously learned because of your dad.
I got a bit of advice.
Yes.
You go do the hands-on, like Matteo said, at a pizzeria. There's courses around
Yeah.
that you can pay on Instagram. There's some good people that give good courses.
That's true.
And if you want to learn pizza properly, I do advise you do a few courses from the good guys.
Also, these that's a good point. You know why?
If you want to be a good pizza
I
chef,
agree because usually people go on the practical part, which is important. But you need the theory at one point.
Yeah.
But I'll suggest the hands-on. You might not on the dough, like hands-on, I mean be in the environment, because it makes sure that you like it.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy.
And the beauty about it is everyone has a specific pizza they want to make in their brain. Like
it's
you
a
might
vision.
like that and you got your vision, you want it. So you find the guy that's teaching that style and you take the course. And it
That's
doesn't
true.
hurt to pay for the course. I mean, the guy's going to teach you. You're going to get the theory down. You're going to have a recipe to start with.
Yeah.
And then you change it to make your own recipe in the future. It's
So
just how it
it's
works.
important to create your own style, right?
You have
At
to
one
create
point,
your
of
own
course
style.
you do. Like an example for me, I started at one point. Now, like I'm using 4 different type of flour.
Yeah.
I mix it up. I
Yeah.
want the mix. I don't use 00 anymore.
Yeah.
For me, 00, I don't want it anymore. It's plain.
It's like you can buy
I use
this
semolina type 1. I want nutriments for my yeast, making
because he
flavor.
wants to make his own flavor.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if you want to open a pizza shop, this is a typical example. I was in Bali like a month ago. I went to 3 pizza shops. The pizza tasted exactly the same as the other shop. I had 3 pizzas. They tasted all the same. There's a reason behind it. There must be one flour that they're all using.
Yeah, I have friends and it's very hard to get.
Or the
good
same
flour.
consultant.
So, like the same way and the same flour. So you're not going to set yourself apart from the rest. Someone like Matteo or myself, we're mixing our own blends of flours. Doesn't matter what brand you're using. He's using Molino Casillo, which is amazing.
Yeah,
I'm
I love
using
it.
Caputo, which I love. I mean, we're mixing all their flours, and that way you're creating your own flavor, your own.
It's beautiful.
You're giving the table your own outlook on pizza. That's what sets us apart.
Wow.
I agree with this. Totally.
That's amazing. How do they... You said something amazing actually before. Get yourself in the environment to actually understand if you want to be there.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Imagine summer.
Everyone thinks you guys are like the electricians of the world, you know? You guys got the cleanest chef job.
No,
Yeah, you know, it's easy.
you can't do this job unless
Excellent.
you love it. So Matteo's right. You should be on hands-on to
You
see if
need
you
to
like
be there
it.
and see because it's tough.
Yeah.
Like I imagine summertime. How is summertime? Ask Gigi in front of the oven. Sticky, hot,
sweaty.
rush. Everybody wants the pizza on time.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Okay, you want the good pizza.
Yes.
You want the high hydration. You
Yeah.
want it light. You
Yes.
want to eat on time. I need to run.
Yeah.
It's 40 degrees outside. And we
So-
there was sticking up, working crazy.
So-
Some people don't last, man.
Yes, sometimes they're coming, they're not lasting. So you got to actually work in it. That's a good point. You got to work there to make sure you love the job.
Yeah.
Work there, make
Yeah.
sure you
And
love
then
the job.
invest.
Do the hard tasks,
Yeah.
do the prep work.
Yeah.
Then go invest into your own dough program.
Yeah, exactly.
Find someone that can do a dough program.
And there's plenty of them out there.
There's plenty of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not hard to find. And if
Yeah.
you need them, I mean, ask us.
Yeah.
We know where to
Why
direct
not?
you. You got your
Easy.
You've probably got your own course. I don't know, but there's courses out there.
Daniele, what's next for you?
For me, I've hit this level right now that I've never been at. So pretty much, people coming to us and they know us right now. So people tell me, "You're going to open another shop," and I say no. I'll leave it at my one shop, purely for my love for pizza. That I know that if I open another shop, it'll take the love that I have for the job because I'm going to put people on. It's not going to be what I want. It's going to upset me. It's going to make me very upset. So
You want to stay in your controlled environment.
For me, it's one shop, one fantastic shop.
One experience.
Yeah, even maybe a bigger shop in the future. 2 ovens, so that the quality doesn't drop, so we can up the numbers. For now, for us, we're capped at 220 to 250. We can't do more than that.
Right.
It's like
amazing, man. It's
but
beautiful numbers for a night.
I do believe. I have room to do more pizza at the level right now. I'm in a high demand. It's like people want to eat the pizza. It's like something special when they come and have it, and it's like, it's quite different. It's unique, and I think for me, it's one shop.
And how do you keep finding that level of creativity?
As in,
you turn up every day.
Yep.
You pump out these numbers.
Yep.
I know that people love the food.
But
how do you keep creative? How do you keep coming up with new flavor profiles? How do you keep?
So I work with chefs. One of them's Giorgio. He's a very good friend of mine.
He's a good guy.
And another chef that we're working on our new menu to come. It's a little bit more, you could say, finer. That's where it gives us that creativeness to go, you know what, I'm not bored of what I'm doing. It's like the next steps to elevate the topping. So we got great dough. It's time to elevate and create with the topping.
So you'd say your secret to that is surrounding yourself with good people?
Definitely. I'm not a chef. So for me to, do a cream, add texture, add this, I need a chef to work with that. It's not going to be all me. For me to work with a chef's amazing because I'm the pizza chef and the chef gives me the ideas from the kitchen. Creams, textures, crunch, whatever, and he knows what matches with the pizza. So the next menu is very special. I don't know when I'm going to release it. It's called Space because it's out of space. That's my driving right now. That's like where it's like keeping me there, keeping
pushing
me
the
interested.
boundaries now.
Yeah, pushing the boundaries, And it's good because it's that time where I can, because people have got the trust in me right now, It's hard to get trust and do that big, different thing.
And how do you feel? Like, even though you've been in 15 years, what do you think?
I feel like I never worked a day in my life.
That's amazing.
I promise to you when I say that to you. I stretched pizza on the granite bench has been with me for 14 years. And the granite bench that I'm working on now is so old. But I can't put it in the bin because it's seen every emotion of my face.
So at what point did you realize, fuck, this is it? We're like now that I know that I'm in my space.
Yeah.
I've got the right space. I've got the right
space. You already got it there.
What do you think got you to that point? Besides the hard work of you grinding it, what was that pivotal moment for you?
That I decided that pizza's my life sort of thing? Or?
At what point did you realize that, Gigi's is now on the world map before you got in the top 50?
I think the time that my Instagram went viral, when people saw that, Daniel Gigi's is serious about pizza, and it's like, I can see it on his face when he talks. I can see that that this guy is showing me real stuff.
Passionate.
It's passion, And the followers started to grow. So then we started to get my kitchen rule chefs in, and then we started to get a little bit of more famous people in, and then they started to promote it for me, and then, and then everyone started to believe in it, because once they see someone like off My Kitchen Rules, it gives the customer some belief as well. It adds to that belief.
Credibility.
Yeah. So those guys saw the passion on my face when I was explaining things like, the video, like when I explained what to look out for when dining out and eating a pizza. And I explained, make sure your pizza makers looked after your food, look inside of the crust, and make sure it's light. After that video, that was the video that everyone went crazy about. Because
you did something that no one's done before. You
it's
educated
also
the
educational.
Like, I educated people that when you eat my pizza, it's been well looked after, and when you eat it, you go home and you feel like you haven't eaten, and it's not super salty where you're going to drink lots of water. it's well looked after. You can have a dessert after it. You can go and say, you know what, I feel okay. You know, I had a pizza. It's all right. It's all good. We're not leaving here like we're stuffed our face.
We can't even drive
I mean,
car
like
anymore back
it's like Matteo's pizza. It's the same. It's contemporanea. It's been looked after. It's like it's.
So is
not-
that the style you call it? Contemporary? Yeah.
Yeah, it's contemporanea. I think I've added my own twist to it. You know.
So it's a
Yeah.
contemporary approach to a Neapolitan?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I see, like calling it contemporary means like sort of expressing your vision.
Yeah.
For what I'm trying to do, because I worked a lot with the Napolitan style, what I trying to do with my pizza today, it's sort of to going to correct what I didn't like about the traditional Napolitan style, which there is a few things that I was not agree on, and I start to work on it, try to develop
your own style.
the best that I could.
How did you combat the hate that you got when you tried to change things?
So how you combat that?
The hate, because there are a lot of people that throw hate at you saying that you want to change. You want to make your own version.
To be
What are you doing
honest-
to Neapolitan?
Oh, okay. I was working with the first classic pizza. My father used to make a classic pizza, which is a little bit less hydrated with the low degrees, which is
Is that classic
crunchy.
Neapolitan?
There's classic, there's Neapolitan, there's
Oh,
a Roma style Classica. It's like very flat, small dough ball, like more
Crunchy.
pizzas in the oven, a little bit cruncher, all this stuff. Then I shift into Neapolitan.
How many styles of pizza are there?
There is a lot.
Oh man, there's heaps.
There's a Roman style, there is pizza, there is Neapolitan, there is
Man,
there
they're
is
all and they're
different.
all great.
Yeah,
Executed
that's
properly,
going
all
back
great.
to the first conversation. As long as you do it properly, it's good. There's New York style, there's Detroit
So
style.
you learnt the Classica.
I learned the Classica. Then I shifted into Neapolitan because my father didn't want me to work with him. And he sent me to work with this guy, which is actually one of my best friends today. Which
Wow.
is his nickname is Magica Napoli.
Wow.
I swear to God. So I start to learn with him. I learned a lot, especially about the wood fire oven, all these things. Then I moved here, and I still was on the Neapolitan style with a friend of mine, Luca Di Napoli, which he actually got a shop in North Bondi. And with him, I grow a lot. He's also like from second generation, if I remember correctly, of pizza chef and stuff. But I was still not happy. Because I actually remember one night, back then I was still in Matteo Double Bay, that they gave me a new flour brand to try. I tried it, and the guy who gave me the flour came in to check it up, and my dough didn't perform as I wanted.
yeah,
Man, I was
that-
feeling
that
bad.
can
Since
happen.
then,
Yes.
I start to change everything. I went up to Eddie, the owner, and said, Eddie, we need to change the dough machine.
Yeah,
Let's go the one with double speed. I'm gonna start I'm gonna do a revolution.
Yeah.
Like, are you sure? Like, man, trust me. They like a week later, I see an email. I buy you the new machine. Oh, okay. Man, since then I actually start to talk a lot with a friend of mine that used to work with me here when we were both 22, which his name is Emanuele Riema, which is a number one. That guy is the best. He's actually also in Fifth Top Pizza. He's working in Sardinia. He's looking after 2 pizzerias. He's amazing. And with him, he started like to tell me, Matt, I think your moment arrived because he was on my same style. Then he left Australia. But we're still brothers, literally. So these guys start to give me the input. Man, shift up, start to learn everything, start to do the revolution. And I started and everything started to come in together. Because all the things that I experienced with my practical knowledge start to go ahead. And the first things they suggested me, it was like going by this book, which is from Pier Giorgio Giorilli, which is actually the guy who invented the Biga Giorilli.
Yeah, Giorilli, yeah.
And the book is called Panificando, which start to explain to you from the seed, the internal part of the seed.
What's this book? What's it called?
It's Panificando, which means baking.
Okay.
And I read all this book, which
Is it in English?
is in Italian. But I don't know if there is an English version, to be honest.
It should be easy to translate.
Yeah, I don't think it's that hard.
Yeah.
And it explains everything, like about the wheat, from the wheat to what is it, the taste, the nutrients, everything that happens, all the structure that there is behind. Man, my mind went nuts. And then after that, I started to build up my own vision.
What I've heard from both of you right now,
Yeah.
sharing your stories, there's one common thing: surrounding yourself with great people.
Definitely.
Man, this is the biggest thing, the fundamental.
You need to in this industry to grow.
Yeah.
You can't
Man,
grow.
you need to
alone.
surround yourself with people that wants you to grow and the people
Yeah.
that are happy to see your face. When they see you, they're happy to see you.
Yeah.
You know, not
And
any other way.
and by not great people that are smarter than you.
Definitely. You need it.
I can't complain about it. Man, Fede is a scientist.
You know.
Yeah.
So like with you having someone as a
Yeah,
chef, for example,
yeah,
that's
yeah, of
experienced,
course. Yeah.
he's adding that flavor profile
He's
for you.
adding it for me. He's- yeah.
For you, it's been like having those mentors all the way around you.
Yeah, in fact,
Guiding you in your pizza
I
journey.
can move. I
Yeah.
can move in the kitchen as well, like about doing puree and stuff. Like I'm very aware of it. Of course, still lots to learn. But the things is that if I think like when I want to change the menu, when I want to change the topping, when I want to adapt to it, I always try to follow the seasons. To
Yeah.
be like it's good in a lot of aspects, which can be prices, which can be the nature of the veggies itself or whatever. So I try to build this, but I won't release a pizza without asking first Federico, of course. So who is better than him? If if I'm having a terrible idea, he will tell me straight away, man. Please, this is not what we want to do.
And have you had those moments where he's like,
Well, yeah. Like we talk genuinely to us
Yeah.
because at the end, who's going to suffer potentially
Yeah.
could be the customer. We
Of
don't want
course,
this to
yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
But like example the other day was like, I want to do a pizza with pumpkin. No, it's too sweet. What we put in contrast? I was like, olive crumble. I was like, what about kale? I was like, yeah, you know what? Blanch the kale. So the chlorophyll are set up properly, and then you fry it. Watch out because it will be water in the kale. Once you fry it, it will be like someone is shooting you with a gun.
Yeah.
And then I start to do this. Oh, the purple clay
Because
starts to
the fryer will go crazy. Yeah,
for
yeah, I know.
crazy. Daniel. So now we build up this pizza with the pumpkin puree, smoked provola, the pork sausages, and then we end up with crispy kale, the pecorino, and olive crumble to contrast the sweetness of the pumpkin. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The pizza man is going crazy everywhere.
amazing.
Like all customers are going nuts for it. Like it's beautiful.
so, you know, fuck, that's unreal, man.
He gives me instruction, like I'm calling him, oh Fede, what I'm gonna do? Okay, do this. I wanna like, what do you think, fried kale? Yeah, but you need to blanch it first. And then all things
So
happen.
he gives you the structure and he gives you the actionable guidance.
Of course.
That's
or like
amazing.
another pizza that we build up together, same thing.
That's
I want to do the base like with the pecorino puree.
Yeah.
But then it's solidified too much. If it's in the fridge, then room temperature. What I do? Call Federico.
Yeah.
Federico, do this, do that. I start to try. For me, this is
But
precious.
to have access to that knowledge is like
a
it's
privilege.
gold.
It's a
It's
privilege.
gold.
Yeah,
it
it is,
allows
yeah.
you to elevate your game.
And I feel it. I'm
yeah.
very
And
thankful,
that's
man.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Daniel and Matteo, I'm going to ask this question to you
Yeah.
individually.
Sure.
Daniele, what's the biggest, I'd say, because you run a business, what's been the biggest financial setback for you?
When we changed products, that was the biggest time I lost money.
Yep.
That was the time that, I was on my knees and I said to my dad, what do I do? Do I change the product back? Do I take it back, or do I keep going? And he said to me, no, don't change it back. Keep going.
Wow.
That was what my dad
That's
said.
a big step.
Yeah. He said,
And
do not,
very good on him to
do
support
not
you.
change the product.
Because he believed in you.
Yeah.
Pretty much. My dad believed in me. My dad, the whole way, believed in me. So if it wasn't for my dad, I may have turned back because it was such a loss in sales.
Yeah. Financial pressures are a lot of things.
Well, it's like I'm not making my money anymore. It's like, I'm setting back. I'm like,
But it's important to have that business partner then. Like, he's your dad first and foremost.
Yeah.
But secondly, but mainly in this whole conversation,
Yeah.
he's actually your business partner.
look, he's my business partner, and I don't think I could do it without my business
Yeah.
partner. It's too hard.
So he runs everything else for you while you do the pizza.
He runs the financial side.
Yes.
All the pays for suppliers. He does that. He does all that for me. I'm the hands-on guy.
Yep.
And he's the behind-the-scenes guy.
Yeah.
And it just works so well. If you're gonna go in with a partner, it's just such a good combination to have someone who looks after financial, and someone who does the hands-on stuff. You know?
After me talking to so many different people and being exposed to the industry, I found the most successful partnerships are guys that have autonomy, which means the ability to work in their domain,
Yes.
and everybody knows their roles and responsibilities.
Correct.
First thing, of course, it is.
And the fact that, you partner yourself with people that have, you know, the same mindset, similar mindset.
Yes.
You're aligned,
Yeah.
but your strength is
100%.
your strength is in the pizza section.
Yes.
His strength is in the numbers.
100%.
Let them
100%.
focus. And when you partnered with Federico, you said it when you opened. His wife was there,
Still there.
running the floor.
Still there.
Yeah.
Still there.
It's such a
there.
great combination. Like when you've
know?
got strengths in different areas,
And
it
this
just
is
works
what,
so well.
Man,
that's what's allowed you
they're
guys to
running
grow.
like different. Venice guys,
Yeah.
it's like they got pressure on. Like there's a lot of work to do every
Yeah.
day. And I imagine, like,
And
Lumi
that-
been
but-
up and running for something like 10 years.
But,
It's like a
but
decade.
those partners have allowed you to. This is what people don't see behind the scenes.
No,
This is
no.
what we need to show them.
Yeah.
That sometimes business partners that believe they first of all, the other common thing here
got to believe in each other.
is they believe in each other, but they believe in you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Your dad believed in you.
100%.
Federico believed in you.
Yep.
No.
100%.
So
Of course.
they bought into the vision.
Yes.
So any business, there's a vision.
Of course.
Pizza, the pizza maker, that's a visionary.
Yeah.
So they bought into the vision.
Yeah.
When you buy into the vision and you have people around you that buy into the vision, that's where
It's strong.
it's unbreakable.
It's unbreakable. It's so strong.
is.
You know, you can go through anything and still be there.
yeah,
You need it. That's what we need. You
that's unbelievable. You go from strength to strength to strength. Now, Matteo, what's one piece of advice you'd give? Because I know Daniele grew up in Australia.
Yeah.
We grew up.
Yeah.
You've come from overseas. And you've been able to excel in your career here. You weren't left behind. You navigated your way through, though. You made a name for yourself.
Which is
It's,
big.
it's,
It's fucking
Big.
hard.
Not easy, man.
Not easy.
Nah.
Being an expat, and Federico, I know that he did that as well.
Same.
Because there were boys on my podcast last week
Yeah.
that told me they were trained by him at Omeggio.
man.
The boys from Burgerhead. You know the food truck that I've got? Yeah. Josh, one of them, he used to work under Federico under
Federico
Omeggio.
went to Japan to do like 3-month camp, like.
And he
working.
said, this guy said, Josh from Burgerhead, who's got one of the busiest burger truck businesses out there. These guys do 220 burgers in an hour
Wow. Wow.
out of 10 square meters. Out of 10 square meters, right?
Yeah.
And he said, Federico shaped me.
Fuck.
Man, it's
Imagine you're
He's a
talking a
beast.
guy in a burger truck, right? So my question to you here, Matteo, is what's one piece of advice you'd give to someone that wants to be an expat and move here and make it in Australia?
okay. First of all, be humble and work hard, because the first difficulties is all about the visa. Here, before you become someone, before you can claim your rights and do whatever you really want to do, you need to have the visa behind, man. You need to be a permanent resident.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, man, you literally to do the way I did, which is getting a sponsor, you literally get married with your restaurant, even though like you become an owner without getting the share. Okay, you
Yeah.
get the problem. Like an example, the pizza chef do not show up. It's your day off, but you are the one who sponsor. They ring you. You run
Yeah.
there. I did this, but I was young. So honestly, completely, I didn't felt squashed up because I was 21.
Yeah.
I didn't even speak a word in English. For me, I started work, man. I was working like in Lampedusa. I started in May, still October, not even one day off. So for me, when
The people don't see this.
they told me
They see you boxing on fucking Insta stories. They don't see this,
see you
bro.
at the beach.
They don't see this.
they told me like you got 2 days off, you work 5 days a week. 2 days off. I was carrying on back then the flour of 25 kilos at 2 at a time.
Yeah.
Like 2 days off. I'm 20, man. I'm used to work in season, summertime. May to October, no day off. I used to hate summer in Italy. Because for me, start work. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like finish at 1 a.m. People
Wow.
start to dine at 7:30. And we don't share pizza in Italy, bro.
Yeah.
20 people, 20 pizzas.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you understand.
I've
It's
seen
crazy.
that. Italians have a pizza
Bro,
themselves
I can show
all the
you. I
time.
can show you my father bench.
Yeah.
When he was making the pizzas, there's like 15 pizzas on top of the bench.
Far
Like he
out.
will never stop.
Yeah.
Like massive. And then moving here, I start like so. The first advice I will give to be humble, be focused, and give the priority to your visa, and keep.
Remember why you're here, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to forget. It's sometimes you forget that, but you got to remember if you're coming here, if you're coming from a different country and you want to be a hospitality professional, your goal here is you want to get your visa, right?
Of course.
So you got to do everything you can.
I did. That's what I did. Actually, I remember that when I did the English test for the PR, the permanent residency, which is like sort of the second last step, because then the year after I became a citizen, it was during COVID. So I used to see all the venues of IELTS English test shutting down for COVID. You know what I did? I booked 4, $375 each. Boom, I was like, I don't care, I booked 4. First one for half point, second one for half point. The third one, mistakenly, I booked the academic. So it was for people going to uni, even more difficult. Halfway, I was like, what is this? I stopped, the guy said, no man, it's wrong, it's not general English, this is academic. It's like, oh man, I was freaking out because for me, I want to get it done because I knew that once I was let's us understand, free, then I can start to move and looking for what I want.
An opportunity.
And also deal. Like we can deal, like what we want to do. You do this for that, you do this for this. Before I was sort of, okay, I'll do what I have to do. That's it.
But that's what you you'd stick it out though. You wouldn't change.
I didn't stop 1 second. I was training, surfing, and working non-stop to empty my mind full of thoughts. Because if something goes wrong, everything is gone. I've seen a friend of mine, like there is another friend of mine that now is managing a couple of restaurants in Bali. Maybe he's actually the one the Daniel visit. That for something happened, they made a mistake with his visa. They gave him 28 days to leave the country. He was one of my best friends. We worked together 4 years. Your life just fell apart. Boom.
Wow.
So for me, this was the hardest part. But once I got it, man, wow. But for me, I was already, for me, I was
How many years did it take you?
I moved here 7th of November, 2014.
And when did you get your 2022?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Wow. So
Wow,
it took
that's a
you
long
what?
time, man.
7,
Long
Crazy,
time.
bro.
5 years?
14.
14? 14
No,
to
eight-
22.
8
years.
Yeah, 8 years. Because I did all the process, then I moved it, so I start again. I lost 9 months.
Why'd you moved to a different venue?
I moved to Mato Double Bay from the previous
So
restaurant.
you
where I
start
was.
all over again?
I start all over again.
Ah.
But actually, it was a good choice. I grew a lot there.
Yeah.
Man, we used to do like crazy number, like crazy.
Yeah.
I learned a lot there.
So you moved venues and you learned, but you didn't regret that.
No, I was always in charge. Actually, when I moved to Matteo, I became the pizza chef in charge, like in terms of orders, rostering, recruiting, training, food cost, everything that I could. Be part of the meeting as like a manager of the things, because I manage my pizzeria sort of in my own way, respecting the guidelines of the owner, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm very independent. Like I know what to do because I care. Like I go there like an hour before, I check my fridge, I get my coffee, I look around.
Yeah.
That's like my daily life. I finish my training, I wake up 6:30, breakfast, go down the beach, do some training. It's been a while, but I usually go to surf every morning, go to work, then finish, straight home, go to sleep. That's life, that's what I'm in.
And what's an important piece of advice you'd give to someone when they're setting up their section?
The section. Well, in my opinion, what I do, I divide everything. So look, if you open my fridge, you're looking for especially the backup for the fridge is on top of the bench, sort of the one in front line that you use. I divide everything. So if you look up to the right, you will find all the dairy. Like you find the manchego, you find the provola, you find the ricotta. Bottom to the left, you find all the veggies. I go the prawns, which is the fish, which sometimes is close floating around because it's the only type of fish that I use. But it's all divided like this. I ask the guys to label everything so you have more tracking, because sometimes maybe you work today, then you're off, the other guy comes. You need to make sure you use everything properly.
And what about you, Daniel?
Yeah, look, I suggest like when you're setting up, it's like setting up a kitchen. It's the same thing. Pretty much dividing all your sections. Have a checklist paper, a day, and roughly how much you need on the day with a number. Set it up in like topping, garnish, dough. I don't have that because I do my own dough. So topping, garnish, and base creams. So if you do a truffle cream, if you do a Napoli sauce or the red sauce, or if you do a garlic butter or your garlic base, they're your bases. So make sure that you got all your bases ready, all your toppings, and all your garnish. So it's all split up
That's amazing.
with your days and how much you need for each day.
You know,
Yeah,
with both of you been in this industry for a very long time and learnt the hard way and grown into this position,
yeah,
you're obviously behind all this is passion.
definitely.
This is the first thing.
And one controversial topic, which, you know, brought us around here today. Okay. I don't discriminate on anyone, and I want everyone, businesses, to succeed.
Of course,
Same.
of
And
course.
we don't want any animosity between anybody.
Not at all.
But I think it's we need to address the elephant in the room.
Uh-huh.
Can you educate me on a leopard crust?
For sure I can.
Sure.
Daniele, what's your take on a leopard
Okay.
crust?
Look, I think Matteo's more
Scientifically driven?
scientifically driven than I am. I'm more see, don't do, add more, add less. I'm that type of guy. So I don't really read. I'm the type of guy that doesn't read, doesn't look into things
Yeah.
too much. But from the leopard crust view, it's a mistake. I'm sorry, I'm not naming names, but the leopard crust is a mistake. It comes from the fridge. If you use dough directly from a fridge that's hydrated low into a hot oven, you're going to get blisters of black, which is what the leopard crust is. Another thing that Matteo explained the other day, there's no more sugar left of the flour of the dough, which then stays white and black.
Yeah.
You get that contrast of white and
Also,
black.
this is
And
also...
the thing about the leopard crust is what Matteo said the other day is when it goes in the oven, it doesn't get oven spring. It doesn't the gluten doesn't spring and get that beautiful crystallization and cooked. It stays chewy and gummy.
Is that like raw?
Yeah, it doesn't cook.
It's semi.
It doesn't
If you
allow
look
you to
in-
cook it properly.
Yeah, it doesn't get that. It's called oven spring.
Okay, it's called oven spring.
It doesn't get an oven spring to open up the
Yeah.
gluten
Yep.
to
Yeah,
give you
I
that
agree.
airiness.
Completely.
It stays a little bit flat.
So the gluten's hardened.
Yeah, it stays somehow stays
Because most
flat.
likely is an old dough that's been sitting
Yeah.
in the fridge for long
time.
Because one thing's also that okay, first of all, I want to clarify one thing.
Yeah.
I'm not judging anyone's style.
Not at all.
I'm no one to tell them what you're doing in your business, how you making your pizza. I'm just saying that it's scientifically wrong.
Yeah.
And most of the time, this happen. Why? Because lots of pizza chefs, still believing the yeast it's poison. The yeast dies at 60 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay? Whatever you put in your dough, the yeast will die once it touches the oven. There's no pizza that cooks at 60 degrees. Minimum would be 280, I guess. Once
Yeah.
you make a baked pizza home, you know what I mean?
Right.
So if you eat the dough from the bench raw, maybe you can feel the yeast. But in that case, it's not. So what they're doing, they associating they extending the time in the fridge, thinking that dough would be better. So they reduce the yeast. They leave this dough in the fridge for days, and they think it's better, which is actually not. Happen what he said, the crust doesn't develop. The sugar slowly start to disappear because in 72 hours, even that small amount of yeast that you make will start to demolish the sugars.
Yeah.
You don't get the color that you want.
Yeah.
Okay? And especially in a direct dough, which is usually for the traditional Napolitan style, this happens when there is the thermal shock, once you from the fridge you go into the oven. But for the contemporary, once you have a high percentage of pre-ferment, which is 86.
Yeah, because on some of your doughs, it looks
Yeah.
like there's
There is
I
a
was
little
just
bit
gonna
of
tell
the
you. Yeah.
decoloration.
Decoloration, okay.
Decoloration is due to the right fermentation,
So-
which can happen. There is the aeration. There is the flame that goes on the crust, which can make it happen. But once I'm seeing the crust completely full, not some black dots, full of these
Yes.
black dots completely burned. Guys, come on, it's not healthy to eat something that burn. You know what I mean? Your body can process this.
I want to let the people understand something. There's leoparding, which is, for me, a mistake. But then there's a char, which means the dough is light. Because once it's hitting the oven, it's so thin and expanding.
This is what Ben is still trying to understand, but we're teaching him something right now.
So there's leoparding, but then there's a char, which I believe I have that because I take the dough to the peak, which I love at the peak.
It's like a steak.
Yeah.
You got your char on a steak.
Yeah.
But if you left it too long, you can't eat it.
Not quite.
How it becomes the steak if it's overcooked? It's hard. It's hard.
Not quite, actually.
No?
No.
Okay.
Because once you put a pizza of mine in the oven, because it's been lightened so much and the flour's been pushed hard, and I'm using my dough at a peak stage, it's so light and thin. So you get little chars in little spots. That's different to leoparding. That means digestion, super light. And not everyone understands it.
This is why I brought you guys here.
Yeah.
Because for me, you two, I'll say it again.
Yeah.
You guys, for me, and I've been in this industry,
Yeah.
and I've seen the industry, and
Yeah.
you've seen that I've gone around and
Yeah.
I've travelled.
Yeah.
You two, to me, are some of the best pizza chefs in Australia,
Thanks.
Thank you.
and you guys compete on a global level for the quality of pizza
Thank you.
that I've seen, that I've tried.
Yeah.
So this is why we need to educate people.
This is what I'm trying to do. And some people totally get it, what I'm talking about right now. Totally get it. Bakers, totally get it. It's like...
Yeah,
I
people
get
in the
what-
industry understand.
Yeah. Chefs totally get it. They get it. When the customer comes to the table and eats the pizza, they come to me after they've eaten the pizza and they tell me, Daniel, it wasn't burnt. I go, yeah, it's not burnt. It looks charred because it's so light. It's so thin that when it rises and it gets its oven spring, it's so thin that you're going to get a char from the oven. If you don't get... I could make that char less if I put less hydration. That means I get a little bit of a heavier pizza, which it doesn't matter. But for me,
It will change the bite.
I'm going for the
You're pushing.
cloud.
You're pushing.
Yeah,
I'm
but
going
also-
for a bite that I
Also,
like.
the bite, like
You know?
I focus a lot on the bite. This is like
Yeah.
one of my biggest concern. And for me to like have a very short bite and having a pizza that dissolves in your mouth can be the hydration, of course.
Yeah.
Can be the way you spin your dough. If you are advanced, this guy knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, drying it off.
Another things that I work on, once you do this very hydrated dough, your dough extends a lot. So I drop a lot. My dough balls is like 245, 250 grams totally with the water. So once the water evaporates, it will be 140 grams.
Yeah, it's super
130
light.
grams. It will be a portion spaghetti. So already in your hands, you feel that it's light. I don't know if you tried at the master, once you hold it.
I tried it.
It's like...
It's just there enough to hold what's on top.
The
pretty much.
bite is invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that's
It's
what
straight
you
on your palate.
And another thing that people seem to think that the pizza has to be holding and not... It's got to have a little bit of softness
man, of
too,
course.
man. Like it's
That's
not
what
like...
we aim to.
It's a different style
for
to
me-
It's
what...
not a New York slice where it
Nah,
stays
it's
flat.
not. it's
but it's
not.
also cooked differently. And,
Yeah.
and also, what I do an example, I don't even put like my thing. I don't put the tomato all on the crust. It's amazing. Some people doing it because they love in that softness.
Why do you cut your pizza in four, and why do you use scissors?
Yeah.
Both of you.
Okay, you go first.
You go first.
You go first.
Because I know you're passionate about this.
No, okay. During service, I don't always cut it with scissors because usually if I'm busy and I don't even have much space on my pasta, so I just try to simplify. Sometimes I do it because, of course, Gigi knows even better than me. If you like make the whole, especially while the pizza is still a bit warm, you cut it with the scissors. You don't ruin it. You don't squash the
structure.
inside. The structure is still hot. I imagine you baked a loaf of bread and then you squash it till it's still warm. It won't come up anymore.
You won't have a nice looking structure.
Yeah, that is the reason of the scissors. In Italy, it's going crazy with these scissors things.
It's already been done in Italy. People started to say like, this guy's an idiot for cutting the pizza. Like it's been done in Italy. It's an Italian thing. It's not even something we invented here.
Yeah,
it's like,
but it's something to like.
Yeah.
Hey,
Do not
Any
sh-
publicity is good publicity.
Any publicity is good. Exactly.
So, and
That's
why
true.
4, not 6?
Look, I feel like when a customer picks up a slice of 4, it's easier to just
Yeah.
fold it up. You get your topping there and you eat it.
Yeah.
It's like if you do 6 or 8, it's
No,
like it's not
I
gonna
do.
hold your topping.
If it's on
Nah.
request and they asking me to go on 6 or 8, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
For me, I don't compromise.
No, I agree with you, but it's like it's really up to you,
Yeah,
because
it's-
maybe people can start to see, okay, you got in 6, then maybe you do 8 slices of a fair diameters of pizza. As you say, would be
Doesn't-
a little
Well,
bit more
there's
beautiful.
nothing.
It's not
Yeah.
enjoyable to eat
Yeah,
an 8
it would be
slice
very
pizza
small.
that's gonna like not
But it's
pick up
really,
properly.
for
It's
me,
like-
since-
Yeah. For
you
you,
know.
it's about the structure of the pizza.
Yeah,
You want to make sure they
yeah.
enjoy it, and that's how you perceive it.
And with the scissors, like Matteo said, it's to not wreck the structure of
Yeah,
the crust, so
of
you can see
course.
the big hole.
And people
in the
don't
crust.
realise that it takes a lot longer to
I
cut a
don't
pizza, though.
I don't, mate. I don't cut pizzas with the scissors on a 250 night service.
Yeah.
Nah, you
That's just for a customer that's come from Dubai or
If
someone
you
who's
also
come from
wanna do like a
Italy. He
con-
goes
Yeah.
to me, I'm here from
Yeah.
Italy. I saw you. I want to.
I do it as
so
well.
I will go to the table and cut it for him at the table. It's more
Yeah.
of a
It's more of a
yeah, it's
love.
more of a show for someone or someone who's come far for me that I want to express my love for them
That's
them coming
nice.
to the table. You know, it's like
yeah. It's like a tableside.
yeah,
service.
because I want them to show them the crust
Yeah,
properly. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
what we strive for. You know,
Yeah.
what we
That's
work
beautiful.
for.
And just before we wrap up, you're onto something new.
What do you mean about having
Are you starting something new,
well,
or should we not leak that?
No. We actually should, because the oven should arrive in something like a week, 10
Okay.
days. We're going to open, if everything goes accordingly to plan, the first couple of weeks of September. We're going to open Regina, which means queen. Of course, with Federico, his wife, and other 2 guys, which one is Federico's manager, Lumi. Another one is Carl, who is the owner of Leo in the city. And all together, we're going to open this spot, which will sort of be a sort of pizza heaven. We're going to have a electrical oven for some type of, like particular type of dough, multi-cereal stuff, like sort of even pizza dessert, whatever. We're going to have the Fazzone wood fire oven, which is the one that also Bonetta, Martucci go, which is like one of the number one.
I heard that's going to be the first Fazzone oven in Australia.
It is. This is like my secret weapon, in my opinion.
You know,
And
that's a blessing, bro.
man,
that's like the Italian Godfathers going.
Exactly.
I can't come to the baptism, but here's the basin.
Man, I can't wait. It's for me.
Listen, me and you are first there. I want
Yeah,
this oven
100%.
comes down.
We're gonna be the first one to have, and I'm super focused on this. I'm still at Avoy at the moment. Like we meet up like every week, because now we literally just got the key of
Congratulations.
the site, and thank you so much,
Congratulations.
man.
Can't wait
It's my
to
dream.
be there and try it.
It's a blessing to have you two in the room, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you for
much.
having
Thank
us.
Thank you.